Hello and welcome to Awakening the Blog. Today I would like to talk about what life has been after the twin flame story. And I would like to start by saying that for many that have contacted me, it seems quite impossible to disconnect or to forget about this kind of relationship. And in my experience, what I've done is do a recapitulation. I've looked back and just been in awe by the mystery and the magic of existence. I have reflected basically on the process as it has unfolded. And obviously, while I was in the relationship, it was quite impossible for me to say, okay, this is going to be over and it's going to be easy and bye, and I just continue my life with some other thing, other relationship, or whatever. It was impossible. Because at the spirit level, there is such a strength and attraction that binds us to the physical realm that it seems that such power is impossible to overcome. Besides, we have all this wonder about the mystical world and how it manifests through the experiences we have. And so it was quite impossible for me to think, okay, I can do this. I fought with him 1,000 times, and 1,000 times I went back. But last year, as I met someone that I have called a soulmate, he arrived so gently into my life. And it feels so good to be in contact with somebody that was on the same path, had the same belief system, was focused more or less on the same direction, and it was very soothing. But obviously, I was totally focused on my twin flame relationship, so I was dancing with the energy that as it was coming. And I spent very little time with this soulmate that I met because he was just passing by. Okay, it was okay. It was a wonderful experience, and it gave me sort of like a break, a deep breath. And then as I continued the relationship with my twin flame, first I started feeling the disconnection. I mean, it was so unusual because these are relationships that happen at a very subtle level. They are spiritual in essence. And so that's why maybe most of the twin flame stories are not living in the same place, or they are separated by circumstances, because they grow in the subtle level, in the spiritual level, and the alignment with the physical level is very difficult. That's what's breaking us into pieces. And so the first thing was that I felt that the soul disconnection with my twin flame. And I said, this is very strange, but I don't feel it. I was totally involved in the relationship. I was totally immersed into it. So it was very painful to feel that there was no soul connection anymore. And I said, how can this be? Is he my twin flame? Why would this connection disappear? But there, I know that for every person is a very unique story. But what I want to share is related to the possibilities that can happen. And then, the connection, I thought it was maybe momentary, but it didn't come back. And then I said, well, if I don't feel the connection, there's no reason for me to continue this situation, until the slap on my soul, my face, my my ego, my everything happened with that sexual experience that happened, that I shared in the Exploring into Oblivion chapter. And for me, that was it. Because definitely the twin flame is a spiritual based relationship. Therefore, it is completely another thing. Now, what happened was so magical. It's like, God, the universe is amazing. It's precise. As I ended my relationship with my twin flame, at the beginning, I missed him. I felt that I was never going to be able to feel anything for anybody after having experienced the unconditional love and the soul relationship that I had with that soul. And it was, that typical letting go, and as it happens, it's a little painful, but I was decided to finish it. And then suddenly the soulmate appeared again, and we started connecting and getting very close, and it was just flowing. And until we don't have something to compare to, it is difficult to say this is good, this is bad, or oh God, things could be so different. But this soulmate has brought so much joy, so much inner peace in my heart that I said, oh my God, I didn't think living like this, a relationship was possible after so many years of living the condition of extreme suffering with twin flame. And it has actually been very soothing, a soothing transition. And now I feel reciprocated. Is a two-way relationship with the soulmate, and it feels wonderful. There has been so many lessons in the twin flame story relationship that now I'm able to probably bring into manifestation as things unfold. And what I can suggest, I know that it is quite difficult to believe that one can not separate from the twin flame. And if we have the thinking or the thought that it could be possible, then maybe we say, oh, that's not my twin flame. I pretty much still believe that he is my twin flame. And an act of love allowed him to let me go. And so my soul was able to be free and come to a new space. And the reason why I still believe that he's my twin flame is because of the unconditional love experience that came with that relationship. That I know it would probably be very difficult for something like that to come through any other relationship. And I've noticed like the spiritual connection and the spiritual inner relationship that one has with another has one pace. And the physical interaction goes in another pace. Aligning those two and getting to the point where those two can be aligned, that is probably the biggest challenge in a relationship that has a spiritual connection, a powerful spiritual connection to it. So now I am observing this new process and watching, becoming an observer of the process and watching how these two different ways of being connected to somebody, like this, the ego personal interaction and the spiritual interaction, how they differ and how they can come to an alignment. So I'll be observing that for a while, before I can share anything about it. But that's been very interesting. Whereas in the twin flame, it was so spiritual and like no physical whatsoever. That helped me to develop this sensitivity to be able to feel the other person through a chat, through an email, through just one thing. I can feel it. And I'm grateful for that. So I wanted to bring this hope of knowing that there's something crossing the bridge in the twin flame relationship. For those who believe that it's difficult and I cannot do it, I still think of him now and then, but he's not in my heart anymore, and it's a relief, and I feel grateful. I believe the connection is never going to be over, yet I feel at peace now, and I can go on into new experiences and learn from the new experiences, though maybe I hope they bring spiritual, dimensional, mystical things to my life. But I don't know, as I go along I will find out. So that's what I wanted to share with you now. And if you have any comments or questions, please address them in the blog. I will also answer in the YouTube if you want to write there. I invite you to follow us in our YouTube channel so you can be notified. Also in our Facebook and our Twitter. And thank you. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this was helpful. And until we meet again.